All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a week 3 matchup in the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament. My name is Tylersalt. I will be joined in the booth by Grimlegend here in a few moments. We've got a 2-0 matchup here today between TracieM on the right side of your screen and deritypeels on the left side of your screen. They're without their mentors. You know that for deritypeels because I'm her mentor, full disclosure. But it should be a really good matchup here today for this Ambrosia seed. Sound off in the chat. We're going to be getting started here in just a few moments. So if you're watching, let us know. Say hi in the chat, and we'll get started here in just a few moments. And we are off. Boots are in the light world for us today. Thanks for that, Uncle. A lot of places that could be. So we'll see that as we go. Not much to say off here at the top. Of course, this is Ambrosia. So we have a standard start. We'll have an assured sword once we talk to the uncle. And then we will have that boot scent that we got from the uncle, and each dungeon, the boss is guaranteed to have a non-dungeon item, so not a big key or a map or a compass or a small key. So let's see what the uncle has for us today. It's 20 rupees, getting towards, and 20 rupees in Link's house as well, getting towards that 100 rupees that we need, our first hurdle for rupees in Kakariko Village for the bottle vendor. We find half magic early on. I'm sure our runners, without their mentors this week, will be happy to have a nice little bit of safety there to begin. So first order of business in Escape here is going to be looking for bomb drops. Bomb drops, hopefully, ideally in the chest, so they don't even need to bother looking at prize packs. We saw Tracie get a heart there. Nice double spin there from Darity. We pick up a shield in the first chest there, the map chest. Yeah, we saw a heart drop there on Tracie's side. So looking for the prize pack here. We'll see what that drops there. Another heart. So the next drop from one of the green or blue guards is going to be the one that tells us which prize pack are we in. As we get a bottle in the boomerang chest, we can knock out Lazy Kid in our first trip through Kakariko. Nice find there. Always nice to be able to do that. As we come up on the first little mini boss of the run, the ball and chain guard here. One pot, 4 fighter sword slashes. Nice is done on Darity's side. Watch that green guard. And another heart. So the green guards are not going to have bombs there. That's 2 straight heart drops. They're in the heart pool. And so we're going to have to wait for to see if we have some different drops from the rats in the back of escape. And that is Grimlegend joining me in the booth. How did your ladder race go, Grim? Hooray. Good job. 8 seconds. That's very good. Hopefully we get this close of a match here for us today between Darity and Tracie. That would be exciting. All right, that's the third heart. So now both of our runners should have the information about the prize packs there to give us that where looking for bombs, not going to find them from the green guard. So hopefully both of our runners have picked up on that at this.
Both runners are making really good time coming into the back of escape.
Yeah, absolutely. They're already killing some snakes.
They're looking for it.
Oh, I just saw a rupee from one of those snakes. So the snakes might be, we might have been mistaken there, but I feel like those are in the same thing. I would be surprised that we saw a rupee there. There's the key in Dark Cross. So the rats are going to have to be the answer here if our runners want to find bombs on the way through.
So if people are wondering, that is prize pack number 1. And it will,
ooh, that's a big magic.
It will also have nothing.
No, that is the magic pack. Yeah. So the rats are not going to have bombs either.
See if they pick up on that and just go straight to the back, or if they try and kill more guards, or I'm sorry, rats. Looks like Darity is looking for that bomb, and she will come up empty-handed, unfortunately. Tracie looks like they're already gone. They see it.
Yeah, so no harm, no foul, really. You know, you want to find bombs coming into escape, but at least both of our runners didn't find any bombs, right? The real nightmare scenario is when one of them finds bombs and the other doesn't. That makes you feel real bad. But at least both of them are going to have to make a return trip here.
So it's worth noting that when you leave this section of the bombable walls, you can't come back. So if you don't have a bomb by then and you were to find one, say right now, they would not be able to come back to go to the bombable wall. They'd have to go through the thing again.
That's exactly right. Yeah, no, they'd either have to pick up and go through the back of the normal back of escape entrance, or go all the way back through the front of escape as well. That is a possibility as well. There's another shield, 2 shields in the 7th minute. Well, there are some bombs off the tree pole.
At least it's a nice 4 pull, so it'll make Kakariko a whole lot easier to deal with, for sure. And Tracie looks like they are going to go back and check what's on Lumberjack Tree, and if this is an Agassiz.
Which like ambrosia, you know? Oh, yeah. Yep. We have an Agassiz, folks. Not skipping that. And yep, that's a crystal at Hera, a green pendant at Desert, a red pendant at Eastern there for the Light World. We have DieselMartini in the back of in the back pushing buttons, and so he'll be helping us out here. Help us.
And for everybody out there that is watching us right now, thank you so much for coming out to support these racers and putting it on the line in front of all of you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody likes to be restreamed. It's a lot of fun. And thanks for joining us here this evening as well. So we know it's an Agaseed. We know that we're looking for, we're going to get a lamp here before too long, and either another sword or the cape, and then those boots hopefully soon. All right, Tracie is into Blind's hut. We'll see what Kakariko has for us here. That is a heart container, another heart container, the moon pearl, need that, and 50 rupees. Just some bombs in the back there. And off we go into the well. There's a piece of heart.
And it looks like
There's our Master Sword in the back here. Darity has made up a little bit of time. I'm not sure if that's what Grim was about to say. Has caught up to Tracie a little bit here. I mean, cleaner movement, perhaps.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Ooh, they're the flippers from the bottle vendor, not a ripoff today. Blue mail in the chicken hut. Really nice safety to have. Each mail upgrade effectively doubles your health. So the most effective safety in the game for sure. So our runners have got to be happy that they found that early on. Lazy kid just sitting around with 300 rupees. Just giving money away to anybody who shows him a bottle. It's pretty nice.
$300 is always really nice, especially when you got flips to go to Zora areas.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully for our runners, they'll be able to find a little bit more. Got 140 rupees short or so. We got some South Shore checks coming at you here in just a minute. Hopefully they'll find that money there. And there's another sword on the library. So those boots, wherever they are, going to be important.
I didn't see what was on there.
On the library, it was another sword. And then both of our runners are blind doing the race game. I knew Darity was going to do this. She told me that she was going to do this.
I like...
Oh, and it pays off. They're the boots!
I personally like doing it blind, especially if you didn't get a whole lot out of Kakariko. Because worst case scenario, you see it's nothing, you can go. But you're talking about a few seconds that could be a whole lot more seconds. 10, 15 seconds, maybe to have to go back and through.
Yeah, like odds are in a regular, in like an open or an ambrosia seed like this, odds are like that you are actually losing time by checking it blind. But, you know, just because something about like 20% of the time, it's going to be something that you want. But it pays off for both of these runners here today as they pull the boots out from the race game. And we are off to the races, as it were. It's a good point. Knowing that the boots are in the light world makes more sense.
For sure. And being able to get that tempered sword early really is a nice little bonus with that.
Absolutely. It's gonna make the climb up Aga Tower nicer for sure.
Looks like Tracie's stream may be having a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll try and get that back to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, in the meantime, we'll follow along on Darity's stream as we get a heart container there from the front, from the dam.
It's a nice full heart piece.
Yeah. 2 heart containers at the dam. This is pretty good. Darity headed over towards Mini Moldorm Cave. Still hoping that for that extra bit of money, 140 rupees for Zora money. Love to be able to route that in nice and smooth.
One of the nice things is getting early health and a nice blue shield with tempered. You don't have to worry about the rest of the seed as far as
Yeah, you're
taking damage.
pretty solid with that.
Tracie with the bomb strats, or I'm sorry, deritypeels with the bomb strats works out nice.
There's a bow in Mini Moldorm Cave. Not quite enough money.
So the question then kind of begs, do you go Eastern Palace early, knowing that you got the bow, you can full clear, but then again, it's a non-green pendant dungeon, so do you make that check?
I'm actually, honestly, I feel like I'm more likely to dip Eastern when it's a pendant, if it's me, at least. If it's a crystal, I want to go in once, right?
For sure.
Yeah. They're already showing us Ice Rod Cave. We'll see if she sets up a water walk. I know that we've talked about this. We'll see if she's comfortable doing it. Looks like no. That's okay. Not a big deal. Oh, and Tracie's back, and our runners are more or less in exactly the same spot. Looks like both of them are looking to do Flipper's check. Makes a lot of sense.
Tracie's got the water walk set up, and she's going to go probably check Hobo and then back.
Yep, I would think. So nice little speed upgrade for Tracie there. Oh, no, but she loses it. If you are in water walk and you have the flippers, if you touch shallow water, you lose the water walk, and then you have to swim the rest of the way. So you got to be careful with that. I believe that was just some rupees or a piece of heart or some trash on Lake Hylia Island. Here's Hobo. We'll see if they make the trek up to Zora's domain without the money. Looks like Darity's going for it. She's not saving and quitting. Tracie, on the other hand, thought about it, but is going to continue on to Zora.
So one of the things you could do, even if you don't have the money, you could still check Waterfall Ferry and Lead, and then route in Zora later with Catfish check.
Yeah, it's always a possibility. You'd like to be able to make one trip up there if possible, but especially if you get the mirror early on, routing that in with Catfish is definitely a nice possibility. Oh, there's your money. And the hammer. All right.
You don't have to worry about not having the money.
Yeah.
That's always
very
a
convenient.
nice thing to see when you're short on cash to get that 300 in Waterfall.
Yep. Feels good, man. That looked like a 5 rupee piece over there on the ledge to me.
So we'll see if they save and quit and just go ahead and do
$10.
Aga now, or if they go to Eastern Palace, see what's...
There's no way they're doing Aga without a light source. So, well, here we go. Bank of Zora. Here, give me 500 rupees. I'll give you 300 rupees back.
He is a loan shark.
Emphasis on shark. All right, Darity running over towards Sahasrara and Eastern Palace. This makes a lot of sense. You've got the bow. If you're looking for, and all we need is a lamp for logical Aga access. So it's going to be here. Could be a Bonk Rocks, which Tracie, it looks like, is about to show us.
It's our first divergence of the game. Let's see where we go from here.
Well, Bonkrock's not the answer, just 3 bombs. Saha isn't the answer. There's an ether medallion. So in terms of in-logic checks, we've got 3 or 4 chests here in Eastern that are in logic, and then Agina, and that's pretty much it. The back of Escape, excuse me. They could have to go all the way back through Escape. In a standard seed, no matter what, you have the light cone in the in the dark cross area, even if you need to go back in there. Oh, there's another 300.
We are not going to be hurting for cash today, folks.
You want potions? We got it. You want pod access? You want dig game? You want chess game? We got it.
So what these runners are really hoping for is that all 3 items are in the... So big key. Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. All right then. And Darity finding the second item, it's the glove. So the Titan's mitts are the ones that are going to be on Lumberjack. All right then. That's Dark World access, Cooks.
I would have liked to have seen her finish up Eastern Palace, at least check the next 2.
Well, we got
no more items.
This is an Ambrosia. This is Ambrosia. Last one's on the Armos, and Darity doesn't feel like screwing around there.
That will be an interesting week 4 to see how people will react to the Open and not the Ambrosia. Good thing we're going to have mentors for that tournament, or for that week.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a weird adjustment to go back and forth between the modes. Tracie also remembers that it's Ambrosia, saves and quits after picking up that glove. Both did check LJ, both saw the glove up there. Tracie's going to go check out the back of Escape. Darity is headed straight into the Dark World. Nothing in the back of Escape. We've got red crystals at Mire and Swamp, and our third pendant over at Palace of Darkness.
So the Eastern pod not doing us any favors.
Now, pendant pod, there's like 3 progressive items in there confirmed. Now, Darity and I, if you're just tuning in, I am Darity's mentor throughout the tournament, and so I can give maybe a little bit more insight into her thought process as she makes her way into Skull Woods. Both of us like this early Skull Woods dip, even in Ambrosia. Just been burned one too many times here by something being here. There's the big key. She will continue on here as Tracie is showing us an early hype cave. Just the mushroom out of Hype Cave today. Nice bomb jump there. For a key. Good question in chat. What is ambrosia? So this is a 7/7 standard start seed. The runners got a hint about where the boots were from the uncle. And it's a standard start. They were getting a sword to begin with. Also, in each dungeon, the boss of the dungeon is guaranteed to have a non-dungeon item. So not a key or the compass or the map or anything like that. Something. Might not be good, but it is something. Ooh, tough wall master there.
Yeah, better to get wall mastered earlier than later anyway.
That is for sure. I'll remind Darity that Ether takes out those Gibdos in one shot. Oh, there's the flute at the digging game. A nice find for Tracie. Darity will get that before too long, I suppose. But at that point, she's got to save and quit. But it's nice that now Tracie saves and quits to Sanctuary, can go activate that, go activate the flute right away.
So it looks like the items are locked inside of Firelock in the back of Baldwood.
So an unfortunate time sink for Darity there, but the peace of mind that nothing is there yet can be worthwhile as well.
I'm going to check, see what's up on Bumper Ledge. I believe that's another sword.
Yeah, so we probably won't see that.
Yeah, I mean, the only real benefit, I mean, you kill a couple bosses maybe a little bit faster, but with Tempered, not bad at all. Gets you through phase 2 just a little bit easier, but it does the same amount of damage as Gold Sword on Ganon, so they have to do it without silvers. The difference between gold and tempered are the same.
Nice health refill there for Darity in C-shaped house with the hammer and a tempered sword and the boots. I would imagine that Thieves Town is in both of our runners' near future.
It's a nice red safety.
Tracie's going to be picking up a little bit of time on Darity, at least immediately, by skipping out on Skull Woods. And so that's probably some time that she'll make up permanently, unless she also decides to go from front to back when she goes up and does Skull Woods. If she, once she gets the Fire Rod, goes back to front, she will pick up some time there.
Yeah, I can't imagine any mentor being like, you know what? You really need to go get that butter sword. Let's go out of our way to.
No, tempered's good enough. Back in my day, we did the whole thing with a master sword and we liked it.
Didn't even have boots.
Nope, that's not true at all. All right, there's our first item in Thieves Town, a piece of heart in the front.
Tracie picking up her red potion. Looks like they are also heading straight into Thieves Town as well.
All right, so just the one item in the front of Thieves Town. No small key yet. Maybe we might be able to skip that big chest. We shall. Darity's been listening to me. Sets up that key dash. If you're aligned to the grid there on those torches, and you stay on that X coordinate, you can dash right through that door.
One thing I want to practice at getting better is trying to dash from the bottom of that ramp hallway that Darity just went through all the way up to the super hard.
That one is, yeah, like there's so much RNG in that one. There is, as far as I know, there is not a consistent setup. If there's a consistent setup to get through there, I've never seen it, and that seems unlikely. Tracie nice with the key dash as well. Oh, there's our lamp.
There's the lamp. No more dark rooms for these guys.
Yep, and Aga now fully in logic, and they'll be able to get those Titan's mitts whenever they want them. That's going to be an interesting decision for these runners. When do they make that call? Because at this point, right, like you have to do it. You have to do it before too long to get the Titan's mitts, right? We need those. And so the question is, do you do it immediately just to get it out of the way and open up a lot more possibilities? Do you try to clear out as much as you can without the mitts before you move on? Going to be an interesting decision. We'll see if we see divergence there or if they both go for it immediately, which I think is the natural play.
Yeah, especially when it's such a big item and knowing that it's the mitts and it's going to open up a lot.
All right, so we got the bug net there in Blind's cell. So the small key is locked in the big chest. Blind cannot have the small key in this dungeon due to the key logic. And so skip the big chest and we move on.
And that right there is one of the big benefits of Ambrosia is, if there's 3 items in the dungeon, you pick up 2, the boss has it. So you don't have to do the extra checks.
If you remember. I happen to know that on Darity's desktop, next to her emulator window, she will have a note that says, Ambrosia, item on boss.
That was well done by Darity. Way to take that.
Very, very clean blind fight. Very good. Just 5 rupees there, though. Bought our first crystal at 30 minutes. See how Tracie's blind fight goes here.
So far, so good.
Yeah, let's Blind get a little bit farther to the left. Is off script now, but should be able to manage pretty well.
Well done.
Nicely.
And we're going to see Darity pick up her flute.
So if you're just tuning in, about half an hour in, this is a week 2 match, or excuse me, week 3 match in the Go Mode podcast. Link to the Past Randomizer Mentor Tournament. This is a 2-0 match. Both of our runners 2-0 in round 3 of the Swiss. Deritypeels on the left-hand side of your screen, and TracieM on the right-hand side of your screen. Big thing to know is that we have Titan's mitts on the Lumberjack ledge. Tracie, having already done these Southern Dark World checks, is headed straight up Aga Tower. And
I gotta imagine Darity's gonna be right behind.
Yeah, Darity is behind a front of Skull Woods, which she checked looking for an item. Came up empty, unfortunately for her. But we'll see if she's able to claw back that time or whether Tracie ends up going through Skull front to back as well. My name is Tylersalt. I'm here in the booth with Grimlegend, and we've got DieselMartini pressing buttons on doing the tracking, and thanks to vortexofdoom for setting up the restream here today as well.
And again, thank you for coming out to support this wonderful tournament, helping new players learn how to play the game of Zelda. So appreciate you coming out. Give our give Darity and Tracie a follow. They're definitely worth it for sure.
Oh, interesting. Darity headed over towards Pendant Palace of Darkness. Going to give this a check before heading up Aga Tower. Interesting. We'll see if this pays off. 5 items in pod. Ooh, loses Kiki there. Takes a little bit of damage. A little bit too loose there. Tracie having a really nice Aga Tower.
Yeah, Aga Tower with Tempered Sword is really...
Yeah, vortexofdoom making a good point in chat that if you're going to dip pod, you may as well do Aga first because it's going to drop you right on the pyramid, so you can just check it then. You know, we'll see if something, you know, if something comes out of here that lets you, you know, make some other progress, you know, good. But you know, you're still going to be pretty close to here if you do Aga first. And we'll see if Tracie does that, or whether Tracie just saves and quits from the pyramid ledge and goes straight for those Titan's mitts. There's our big key.
So that means with the big key being on that chest that it's bow locked, if I remember right. Correct or?
Yes, yeah, no. With the big key there and the map and a key in the front, we are bow locked here in pod. Darity chasing that early bow into Palace of Darkness. Nice dash there.
That's another hallway that always feels good to just dash up, not hit nothing.
Yeah, that one is a little bit more consistent with a setup. If you go over to the left-hand side of the hallway and dash at the right moment, you are usually pretty solid there.
Gets that nice dash back over the ledge there.
Is going to head to the back. We'll leave the vanilla big key chest for now. As we see, Tracie does indeed head straight over to get those Titan's mitts from the lumberjack ledge. I honestly didn't even catch if she checked the pyramid ledge.
I did not see it either.
Nothing but keys so far. Oh, there's a fire rod in Pendant Pod.
Tracie's picking up her Titan's mitts.
Thanks, chat, covering for me there. Pendant Pod got the goods.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if they finish it all the way through being a pendant.
Yeah, we'll see. Not having there's our mirror shield. Not having the mirror here, I would imagine that Darity's just gonna save and quit out of here. Tracie headed up the mountain. This is an interesting play, considering that Tracie does not have the mirror or the hook shot. So really only 2 checks up here. There's our magic powder.
Yeah, the magic powder is nice. It's one of those, like, you don't need it, but it's definitely nice to.
All right, Darity remembering back of escape now, so he's going to do that right now. Going to come up. There's our hook shot up on Spectacle Rock there.
Spectacle Rock.
Good knowledge for Tracie, but she can't get that yet.
Potion lady just giving her a nice little piece of heart.
Darity is going to chase that fire rod right into Skull Woods. Oh, she's activating her flute, excuse me.
So a nice little cool trick you can do if you're trying to get out of there real quick. Say your flute was your go mode for Misery Mire or something. If you hold your sword out and go into the bird and call it with your sword out, when you let it go, you can immediately call the flute instead of having to wait a few seconds and leave the little area before you can call it.
That is true. Being able to dash, to flute dash like that does the same thing. Tracie chasing that powder into $50. Yeah, there might have been some more efficient routes for our runners to take here with the mitts and the flute and Aghanim, but I get being excited about activating the flute. That makes sense to me, you know. And you know, a lot of nerves. This is their tournament race, their first tournament race without their mentor. So maybe that's in the back of their mind. But I think that in the end, we're talking about seconds on the margin here. Not a big deal here.
Gina's going to have $20. This seed is making sure that we are not hurting for cash today.
Knows everybody's out of work, and so it's just throwing money at us. Very kind of it, really.
Yeah, it's better than being starved of ruples. Sure.
Tracie taking those Titan's mitts into Misery Mire. That's Bombos on Misery Mire. And she heads into Mire Shed. Darity is headed back to take down Mothula.
Barna.
So nice to have an invincibility item. That puts Spike Cave in logic for our runners. And that's also Kane's also certainly nice later on for Laser Bridge if you're not comfortable with the laser skips.
And into Mothra we go.
Half magic and fire rod. Oh, a nice combination. 8 fire rod shots, 4 tempered slashes. He's a little easier to hit with the fire rod shots there. Nicely done there on Darity's side against Mothula.
More money. Looks like Tracie is headed to pod where she will get her, or they'll get their fire rod as well and mirror shield.
Yeah, so this is good for Tracie. She's running out of places to check at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if our mirror is the next thing we find. I wouldn't be surprised if it's either right here in that chest in Skull Woods, or Catfish seems like another good spot for it as well. And look at that.
Did somebody say something about a mirror?
I did say something about a mirror. I said it might be right in there. All right, this is Darity's Aghanim play. So I'm not psychic, right? And I'm not cheating. Like, let me explain what that thought process was, right? We know that the hook shot is on Spectacle Rock, right? So, you know, the biggest cache of items that we need to find next is up on Death Mountain, and without the hook shot or the mirror, we can't get to any of that, right? And so. And we know we can't have the hook shot, right? So the hook shot's blocked by the mirror. Mirrors is coming down to it, and there are only a couple more places for that to be. So it's really just process of elimination there. And Darity gets to make one trip up the mountain and full clear everything up there, perhaps except for Spike Cave, depending on whether she goes to King's Tomb first. I can't do Turtle Rock yet, obviously, but we'll be able to knock. And Ether Tablet, we'll be able to knock basically everything else up there out with the mitts, with the hook shot, with the mirror, with that hammer.
Such a nice feeling, too. And if you're lucky, you find Ice Rod up there, and then you could clear Turtle Rock up there as well.
Well, we'll need Samari to do that, but absolutely, you know, like, I imagine that's going to be coming before too long as well. That hook shot, along with the mirror, will put Swamp fully into logic as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that before too long. Ooh, Darity just a little bit too far to the right for that key dash. Nice arrow strat there. That was good. Using that bow and arrow to nice effect, down to only 4 hearts running up here. Has a red potion. Knows where the hearts are in this room. Tracie's having a little bit of trouble with the bombs there in the main hub of Pod, but gets through it eventually. Will be rewarded with her fire rod here in just a moment in the dark basement. And if I recall correctly, this is a pretty nice Aga fight. Not many blue balls. Of course, the Aga 1, Aga 2, and Ganon RNG are all seeded. And so Tracie and Darity will see the same number of blue balls in Aga 1, the same teleport pattern in Aga 2, the same teleport pattern in Ganon, the first time through the Ganon fight at the very least. Hopefully each of them only takes one trip through.
So it's a good time to remind everybody, give deritypeels and Tracie a follow. Let them see your love. Give Diesel a nice follow as well. Same thing with Tylersalt, as well as vortexofdoom. Also, for those that aren't really sure what kind of tournament this is we have new runners that are new to the Rando community, and basically what we do is we pair up these new runners with people that are experienced, that are, you know, have been doing this a while, and they kind of walk them through how to do it all, kind of let them see it. And then we give them 2 weeks of mentors, 1 week off, another 2 weeks of mentors, and another week off before playoffs.
Yep. So this is week 3. This is their mentorless seed. We know this because I'm here. I'm Darity's mentor usually, and I'm here instead of in her ear. But should be a good time here. Darity headed up to get her Titan's mitts, and then presumably up the mountain. We see Tracie foregoing the front of Skullwood, so is going to pick up a little bit of time on Darity there. Darity went front to back, did a dip of Skullwoods earlier on her first trip in through the Dark World. Came up empty. Both the items are in the back behind the fire rod.
So one of the big strats right here for Ambrosia and Skullwoods is if you have the fire rod, you go fight Mothra first, kill them, go back in, get that one chest. If you get both of them there, you don't have to do any of the front part of the dungeon.
Yeah, I always do this back to front in Ambrosia. Frankly, you do it back to front no matter what, whether you're in Open or Ambrosia. If you can do it back to front, you do it back to front. You know, just because the back is way less time consuming than the front when there are a lot of, you know, Gibdos and locked doors and bomb jumps in there. You want to avoid that if you can. Hey, Lanny Shattuck, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Appreciate that. Yeah, I agree, Vortex. I would go check the middle on your way, for sure. Maybe you find a key there.
Yeah, another big thing to remember is to grab that key out of that pot before you go into the back of Skullwoods. So you only have to get the key from the back, or else it won't let you in.
Oh, and thanks to Lake to Pass Ken for that Twitch Prime subscription as well. Appreciate the support for the Go Mode podcast. Now, we knew that hookshot was up here on Spectacle Rock, but when Tracie was up here, she didn't have the mirror. She'll be getting that shortly. So Darity able to get that hookshot, put it to immediate use here in Tower of Hera. Maybe we will see a Hera pot from Darity. I know she can do it.
Yeah, that's another satisfying little trick you can do, is that Hera pot for sure, not having to walk up.
It especially shines in Ambrosia when you get the big key here or one of the items. There's the big key. So This is definitely Hera pot territory.
And now you're hoping that you will see an item in either the compass chest or the big chest.
First try. Look at that Hera pot. Smooth as silk.
Tracie also picking up their mirror. Perfect. Now you don't have to go into the basement, which is always nice, because that's very time consuming in that.
Yeah, so our runner's pretty closely synced here. Neither of them, the only thing, so Tracie has checked Meyer Shed, and that's the only thing that is really different between our two runners here. So Darity is up a Tower of Hera, essentially. Very close there. Gonna watch that middle hall.
Troll Dorm doing what he does best. But
Very nicely done, though.
And the magic boomerang.
The okay boomerang there.
Not quite as good as the blue boomerang.
The red boomerang gets a bad rap, I say. The much more useful nowadays with Ancilla delete shenanigans that you can do. But absolutely, like, you know, it's still laggy, but it has been upgraded from bad to okay in my mind. Hence, okay boomerang.
Well, looks like Tracie is not going to do Terrapot, so we'll get to like to run up there. Was that a ice rod?
That was in fact an ice rod on the floating islands. All we need is Cane of Samaria.
Could this seed be generous and give us Cane of Samaria? We'll see. But bacon.
Unfortunately, we have an Ether Medallion, and the ones that we need are Bombos and Quake, naturally.
That's about right.
Well, keys under the doormat.
Okay. So, Cane of Samaria, anybody?
Yeah, Cane of Samaria in Hookshot Cave, the Turtle Rock Care Package.
Just a heart, 2 more checks. They also have got Spike Cave. There it is. I believe I said that was going to happen.
All right, now we're witches, okay? Whoever did home security for Turtle Rock really did a bad job. They left the 2 keys right here. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah, no, Quake, Samaria, and Ice Rod, all right next door.
So I got to imagine that they're absolutely going to Turtle. Can't see them not.
I would think so.
Now they find Quake, or not Quake, Bombos in there.
Looks like Darity is smartly going to do Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave here, knowing that she needs to mirror back into the light world in order to open Turtle Rock anyway. And all of a sudden, we are a Bombos medallion away from Go mode at the 56-minute mark.
Well, folks, this is shaping up to be a good one.
Nice little high five between our runners in Hookshot Cave. Yeah, so I heard you like ice rod hunts. And I don't have an ice rod hunt for you today, but I do have a Bombos hunt, which can be literally anywhere. And look at this sink. Ooh, hello.
I believe Ped can have Quake, or I'm sorry, Bombo.
Absolutely.
That would be sad, but also
it can be
at the same time.
It can be literally anywhere except for Ganon.
Red mail, very nice safeties. As Tracie is taking the lead by about 2 steps, literally.
Tracie still hasn't done the Dark World checks, though.
You're not wrong. And looks like Darity is, in fact, going to go up to TR, and not really a shocker at all.
Bombos also cannot be in Misery Mire. That is correct. Tracie putting that mirror to good use, not screwing around with that hook shot clip, which I find distressingly tricky, to be honest. I got it in a race today, and it was like the first time in 10 tries.
Tracie sees the good news. And sees the ice rod.
So yeah, so Darity's route has been a little bit better up and down the mountain here, I think. A little bit cleaner and has at least did all these checks in the right order. And so is building up a little bit of a bigger lead here in Turtle Rock, but still very close, obviously. They are only the only things that Tracie has done that Darity hasn't are Magic Bat and Mire Shed, both of which came up empty. Although that does mean the one thing is that Tracie got the Cane of Burna out of Mire Shed, and so can nicely route in Spike Cave here very easily. Darity's got plenty of hearts and potions to do Spike Cave if she wants, but we'll see if she thinks about it without the invincibility item. Oh yeah, and Darity does not know, does not have that information about Bombos being the what for Misery Mire. So she does not know that she is in go mode, that she's a Bombos medallion away from go mode. But hopefully she makes that that Mire trip before too long.
And the nice part about the mirror shield is it makes Laser Bridge much more tolerable.
Absolutely.
The only problem with assuming you're in go mode without knowing what Misery Mire is you would have to double check.
Oh, sure, yeah, and like, you know, if she was in any dungeon other than Turtle Rock here, you know, like that, you'd have a serious question to be making. It's like, how many checks am I really gonna make here? You know, but in our week 2 match, sorry to bring this up, Vortex, but in our week 2 match here, we were a King of Samaria away from for sure go mode, and because both Mire and TR were pendants, and we decided to make the gamble to go up to Ganon's tower, hoping that the big key would be on the left side. Now it didn't work out. The big key was over on the right side, so we needed to leave and go back. But you know, making that gamble, pushing that advantage is an important skill to learn, and it's important for new runners to get comfortable with that and get yourself out of the really conservative mindset. I have to check everything. I don't want to miss something, right? If you make a big brain play, chase it, push that advantage, and take that gamble. And I know that's been something that Darity's been working on. So we'll see how she approaches that today.
That seed, I watched it. That was an insane seed.
Yeah, it really was.
Have our mimic check here.
Yeah, Darity not skipping any checks here. Just 3 bombs out of mimic cave.
Yeah, Mimic Cave would be an absolute terrible check to have to get to again.
Yeah, Tracie taking her time in Chain Chomp Room. Even on Red Mail, those Chain Chomps hurt like a bitch. So, excuse my language, I'm sorry.
But it's true.
It is true. They are not fun.
I think those are the only ones that do as much damage as Ganon. If you touch
they don't do quite as much damage as Ganon, but they do more damage than anything else.
Some red rupees.
They might do as much damage as Ganon now that I'm thinking about it. Do they do 8 hearts on green mail?
I think they do 8 to green.
8 4 8 4 2 on those Chain Chomps. That's entirely possible, which is equivalent to a Ganon hug.
Do you have beeping potential? Because that's awesome.
Probably not.
I'm just saying
that would be nice.
You could just bleep people in weird spots just to mess with people.
Oh yeah, no. If Vortex wanted to be a boop, then he would absolutely do that. Darren, not taking any chances, taking that safety door.
I don't blame you on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you're not comfortable with it. Better to take it and not need it than to not have it and need it.
100%.
Bombo.
Oh, and there's at 1 hour and 4 minutes, 46 seconds, deritypeels is our first runner in go mode, and she knows it. She is gone.
So, as soon as they got that, there was no more ifs, ands, or buts. You already know you have it.
No, now that's your third medallion. You know that's the only thing. Yeah. There we go.
I like it. I like the play. I pretty much called all of Dark Death Mountain. Not, I don't know how. Just letting you know in a race that would never have happened.
This heat has been relatively jet. It's true.
Yeah, they're in a great spot.
So they get to go mode 3 dungeons. Darity can do silverless. I have seen.
Well done here. Nice job so far on Trinex. Trinex giving kisses. Nice setup there. Well done.
Yeah, excellent clean fight there by Darity.
So now where do you go from here?
Straight to Mire. Well, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's go mode. You do Mire, you do Swamp, you do Ice. You can do them in whatever order you
I think I like the Mire play because Swamp Palace, that's going to take you no time at all.
Yeah, with the Canis Samaria, Swamp and Ice are wicked fast.
And you're not going to have to check anything except for grab a few keys. And it looks like she is going to do Misery Mire. Key. Oh, no.
And Tracie has the key and the Bombos medallion. She got it. And she went from the top. She'll be all right. And she is in go mode as well.
Left it.
No, she went from the top.
So
yeah.
Sad.
Darity knows both divers down and icebreaker. Very smooth on those. I can't speak to Tracie, but I imagine you're 2-0 in this tournament. You probably can. This is down to execution at this point.
Well done on that room.
Yeah, I know that's a room that has given her fits in the past, and so that was pretty clean. And D-Web coming up. Tracie can also dive her down and icebreaker, so that's good. It's not a nod. This is going to come down to execution. Which one of them has gotten more specific, or has gotten has gotten their execution to be cleaner over the past couple weeks?
Tracie not doing the quick kill strats on Trinex, but takes him down easily nonetheless.
So still looking for a big key here, and it's
Big
a
key,
Godmire.
God mode.
Hey now.
Wow. This seed has turned out brilliantly.
Super jet. I did not see if Darity set up for Spooky. I do know I have taught it to her. I have not seen her pull it off yet. So I'm not sure how comfortable she is with it. We'll see whether she goes for it or not. I imagine that she's not going to go for it.
Tracie getting themselves some safety potions.
Getting the potion first maybe makes me think, yeah, she's headed to Ice Palace first, instead rather than Meyer. Again, a perfectly defensible choice. You know, these dungeons are all very quick. There's no like advantage to be gained by doing one of them or the other. The only thing would be is like if one of them decides to make some checks along the way and find silver arrows, that could be the only thing that I could think of, but I doubt that's going to be a thing.
Also, a big benefit that Tracie's going to have going into Meyer is they're going to have Cane of Burna.
Cane of Burna can be helpful in the Vitreous fight. Darity having trouble trying to powder one of those anti-fairies. The one in the next room is going to be much easier for you to get. Just go, yeah. I know she's been working on this fight.
Yeah, I like the setup. Nice.
Very nicely done. She does that spin damage boost strat better than I do, for sure.
Says, I don't need no stinking Cane of Burna. I'm going to shoot 8 shots into him and call him good. Well done. Nice bit fight.
Very nice. As we see Tracie with her icebreaker.
Looks like Tracie's setting up for that icebreaker. Good job. And where does Darity go from here?
Looks like Swamp is next. So our runner is going to be doing these dungeons in the opposite order. So it's going to be tough to tell if Tracie has picked up time here really until they finish their until they get into Ganon's Tower. I did not happen to note when Tracie got into go mode or when Tracie finished up Trinex. I don't know if anybody saw what time that was, so we can get a...
They are maybe looking for silvers.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like, if you're going through Ice Palace, if you're going to open one chest, you open up that one. It's the fastest one to get, you know. So you may as well open it looking for silvers. Fine. I'd probably do the same thing too.
Yeah, and then a lot of times they're in Ganon's Tower anyway.
Yeah, but you're not.
Yeah,
You're
for
losing
sure.
what, a second, 2 seconds to check that chest. It's absolutely worth it.
Yep. Click as you go, but don't go out the way.
Exactly. Darity wants no part of any of these checks here in Swamp. May check the flooded room once. Tracie it's like misses the spins, so the cold stare puffs get out, but that fire rod with half magic means this is a very quick fight. Cold Store absolutely melts.
Done. And rewarded with exactly 1 rupee.
Thanks to Azure in chat saying that Tracie was around 3 minutes behind getting Bombos. So when they both of them head into Ganon's tower here before too long, I gotta say, then we'll be able to have a better idea of how far apart they are.
Dirty not wasting any time. Doesn't even think about left side, or there going over to dive her down.
Yeah, looks like she was headed left for a second. It's like, wait, no, we're gonna dive her down.
Go back. Go back. Oh.
Yeah, it was a little bit too far to the left there. That should be good. There you go.
Well done.
Very smooth. Oh, wants no parts of those chests either. I probably would have checked those. She doesn't care.
If you're confident in that silverless Ganon fight, just keep on going.
Yeah, I know that we've definitely gone over that one as well to try to get a little bit more systematic. I feel like everybody's like first couple silverless Ganon fights are an adventure, right? You know, you're dodging fire bats and everything like that, and there's definitely a method to it. You know, there's definitely a way to get through it and ways to move around to kind of minimize the danger and maximize how many cycles it takes, or minimize how many cycles it takes to get through it. So we'll see if Darity's been practicing that. Very nice first phase arc.
I definitely know what you mean by that silverless. I got stuck doing a silverless seed, and it was a nightmare. Like I had no idea, and it was super intense, right? But now it's like, oh, this really isn't as hard as I make it out to be. It's just learning the rhythm.
And frankly, and rhythm is exactly the right word. It is absolutely about a rhythm. About the rhythm and making sure that you're moving correctly, right, and baiting him correctly. I think that's exactly the right word for it. Getting comfortable with that fight is the key. It's not super difficult once you know what you're doing. And
so they're both going to be doing, I would be shocked if they both don't do the exact same thing, outside of maybe picking up a chest or two in there, but I can't see any situation where Tracie would have gone left side or anything like that.
Oh, certainly not in Swamp. You know, this is going to come down to GT routing and execution up Ganon's.
The block is just a little bit too far to the left. They're going to have to start that.
This setup to the left there is a little bit more precise and tricky. Obviously the right setup for diver down is the one that you're most comfortable with, right? Whatever it is. But this one to the left is a little bit more finicky and precise. I think the one to the right hand is a little bit nicer. I think the block is fine. I'm not sure it doesn't look like she's quite, there we go.
The first time they had it, it was too far to silver.
And there are those silver arrows.
All right.
Well, this is interesting. It's a nice find for Tracie for sure. I don't think it's 3 minutes worth of time, but definitely some nice peace of mind for.
Looks like Dirty is setting up also for the icebreaker. Well done.
And she does this whole setup where she's there and she slashes her sword a whole bunch, and I have no idea why it works or how it works. I certainly can't do it like that.
Nope.
But
well done though.
I'm gonna let her do it.
Pick up that key. Well done. And
that was a muscle memory chest for sure. Nice Argus fight for Tracie as well. We'll pick up crystal number 6. I think it's safe to say that Darity's execution has been a little bit cleaner through these dungeons. It's not been a big difference at all, but it has been just a bit cleaner. So I would expect Darity to have opened up a little bit more than a 3-minute lead coming into Ganon's Tower here.
So now Silvers, if they get a clean 1 cycle, is that going to be fast enough to beat?
No, Silvers are not. Silvers are not a 3-minute time save for sure.
Well, I meant on Vitreous, which is going to be faster.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but
came through that one really quick.
She did, yeah. So Tracie will probably will pick up a little bit of time there in the Vitreous fight, but for sure. But Darity's fight, even without the Silvers, was very clean.
Yeah, it was very quick. More puff down, and Cold Stare is down.
Grim, do you like games?
I do like games. I like games a lot.
Do you want to play a game right now?
I would love to hear what game you've got in mind.
I'm thinking that we should play the Big Key guessing game.
That means get your guesses in the chat on where the big key is going to be at in Ganon's Tower, either 1 through 22.
Get a little bit of extra time. We will wait until deritypeels gets into Ganon's Tower. She's stopping off, picking up some potions. I like this. Spend the time now, not lose more later. Grim, what's your choice?
I'm going to go with lucky number 3.
Hey, so Bob's Torch then.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm a 10 man. I like 10.
Now here's where Tracie could pick up some time, depending on how fast they get through their Vitreous fight. What way does Dirty normally go?
That's a good question. She'll check Hope Room first. I imagine that she will go left. But to be honest, it is her normal route in GT is entirely.
So that's one thing. If they go Hope then left, and Tracie goes straight right, if possible anyway. Because if there's no key in Hope chest, then there's no hope to go right.
Yeah. Tracie flipping the switch and then realizing, wait a minute, this was a Godmire. I don't need to flip the switch. Now I need to flip it back.
That is muscle memory at its finest.
We've all done that one, sure.
I'm a little messy when it comes to cutting me up and looking for big keys. but I'm down.
Oh, well, you heard it, folks. That's enthusiastic consent.
As soon as they get in,
Right.
we will end the game.
Yep. Get those last second guesses in. We will go on chests in the order in which deritypeels opens them.
And away we go. Very nice vitreous for Tracie. And they already got their potions, so they're not going to need to sit there and stop off. There's 1 and 2. Oh, the game messed up.
Oh,
they accidentally put a blue rupee on the big chest, or the big key where it was supposed to be.
Oro, I was going for less of a Saw vibe and more of a War Games vibe. I'm old.
Big.
There it is.
That is 5, right?
Number 5. Number 5.
Link to the Past, Ken nails it with 5. Congratulations.
Wow. There you go. Congrats to Link to the Past, Ken. You win. That is 12 internet points. The most important things in the world.
I do like a good internet points.
Who doesn't?
Tracie also making their way up to GT.
They're already doing a little bit of back and forth in that Mimic 2 room, but nice and smooth.
This is definitely going to be a close one.
Garrity taking the intentional fall there to get the iframes to just dash through the Ganon Ball Z room. Switches to Fire Rod. Nice thing about Fire Rod up here is it kills those Stalfos just immediately. They don't even burn up. They just die.
Tracie going to check Hope.
So Tracie's got to mirror out here. This is the thing. You get a key over here. Do you stick it out and go full right? No, she makes the right choice and goes left. So we are down to execution.
They both got to be feeling pretty good on being in the lead. So I wouldn't imagine you would want to make that right side play unless you were kind of feeling a bit behind. It's like, well, I got to make out some time here. Lamos 2 is in.
Darity trying to regular arrows at first. I probably would have gone with Fire Rod here. She doesn't want to run out of magic, I guess, but she will lose a bit of time here to Tracie, who has those silver arrows and will be able to at least potentially make shorter work of Lamo 2. Nice double kill there at the end, though.
Was quite nice.
So Darity is approximately a gauntlet ahead here.
Mirror Shield doing the work they need. Dirty with a nice clean kill.
Yeah, no need to screw around with these mimics on Mirror Shield and Silver Arrows. Just
nice.
Oh, she's been practicing that too. I'm so happy she got that. That one's been giving her fits. That's the most satisfying room in.
Comes through torch room.
Tracie getting bullied a little bit by those Igors in the spike room.
Oh no, she's going to have to go back and restart the torch room. That's going to cost some time as well.
Yep. Did she fall a second time? I was watching
I
Tracie.
believe so. Just ran out
That
of
dash
that
is
time.
tricky.
Picks it up this time, no problem.
Hesitates. Definitely don't want to despawn the top of the tower. Got plenty of magic here.
With 3 keys, they're not going to need to kill those mini Armos or the mini Helmosaurs. Tracie having a very nice gauntlet so far. Gonna check.
Yeah, so she'll check that chest. She'll check Moldorm's final chest here, just on the off chance that it's silvers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will not.
See if they can one cycle. Misses.
Nicely done there. Tracie having to use a potion there in land mode 2. Some missed opportunity here to make. Oh, almost cleaned it up right there. That was a nice shot on that first land mode from a long way. And that next one. The sniper over here on Tracie's side.
That's one of those that either, if you're silver and egg, go really, really good or bad. Nice double.
Yep. That should be a good double there.
Maybe. Nope. Unlucky.
No. The blue ball got in the way there.
It's 1. We're at 3. 4. 5. 1 more.
Oh, that was a chance for a double there. She couldn't quite get it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, misses another unlucky.
There it is, though. So it's down to Ganon execution. Just don't fall. That's all we need here.
Yeah, that would be
If you're rooting,
detrimental having a fall on silverless, especially with Tracie having those silvers.
yeah. It is getting closer. Tracie had a much cleaner gauntlet than Darity. Darity's was good, but Tracie's was a little bit cleaner. So a missed torch glitch could make this close. This is coming down to.
She's probably 1 Ganon fall away.
Let's not even talk about it.
Yeah. For spectators' part, it's
Oh, Darity, you're in the upper right-hand corner. You need double spins. If he's in the upper right-hand corner, you can just stand in the upper right-hand corner and get free double spins there.
This is where Tracie, if she has a good, or if they have a good Aga, gets the double as well.
Oh, this is gonna be close, folks. Get hype.
Dirty into phase 3. Gets 2. 4 for Tracie. 5. And 6. Better Aga. This is going to be a close one.
Really nice.
Misses
Ooh.
the torch glitch.
Youch.
Gets the hit in. This is going to come down to it. This is going to be...
Darity, you got to get those fire rod shots there. These lamp silverless is no fun.
Absolutely, especially if you got the extra potion, you might as well. Tracie into phase 1. And that Canabarna comes back because now they don't have to sit there and worry about taking them hits.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm not sure that you can charge spins when you're on Canabarna.
You won't need to. I think you can get a 1 or a 2-in-1 or a 1-in-1 with. Yeah, they got a
Tracie into phase 3. We're coming down to it, folks.
This is the excitement we came for. Yeah, Canabarna will lag like nobody's business. That's why it's really nice to have the cape. Oh no, silver is my one true weakness. Misses. Two.
Tracie also misses the torch glitch.
So if you got silvers, you don't really want. And Tracie's got him.
Wow.
Down goes Ganon.
Oh, GG to Tracie. That cannot get much closer. Wow, what a match. Tracie finishes in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 9 seconds. GG to TracieM taking this match with the comeback.
And that comes from checking those chests along the way.
Yep.
Comes down. Nice job.
And there it is for Darity.
Nice job. And she's only going to be about, what, 10 seconds behind on that one.
Ended up being, Darity is going to finish with an official racetime.gt time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 46 seconds. So about 45 seconds between the two of them. Unbelievable. We're going to see if we can get both of these runners in here for an interview. Just an absolutely fantastic race.
That was definitely incredible. If you're gonna restream it, having a jet seed and then having a race like that is definitely fun to watch.
So, give Darity and Tracie a follow, for Christ's sake.
Sure.
They just put on the race of the week right here. Make sure you give them a follow. That was a lot of fun to watch. Their handles are in chat. Tracie said that that was a PB for her by like 10 minutes there. So in race time, but we're going to see if we can get both of them in here for an interview. Before we do, thanks again to Vortex of Doom for restreaming and to DieselMartini behind the scenes for hitting the tracker buttons for us. Really appreciate that. And what a seed, huh? That was great.
That was crazy. I can't believe how that came down. Well, execution and silvers.
That's what it came down to.
Slightly better Aga and a better climb.
Yeah, I tell you what, I know what Darity and I are going to be working on going into next week, and it's Silverless Ganon.
For sure.
And chat, if you've got any questions for these two runners, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we will go ahead and ask them.
Looks like we will be joined by deritypeels.
In just a moment, Vortex might be waiting for Tracie to get in here and bring them both up at the same time.
I'll pull you in when both you and Tracie are here.
Still can't believe how well they performed and how close that was.
And under a lot of pressure, yeah.
Looks like we're also going to be joined by Tracie as well.
All right, we are joined in the booth by today's runners. Our winner, TracieM, and our runner-up by the skin of your teeth, deritypeels. GG to both of you.
Oh, thank you. GG to Darity as well.
That was so much fun to watch. You were both neck and neck the whole time. Tracie, you pulled off a comeback in Ganon's tower. And in the Ganon fight, Darity was already in the fight when you dropped in there, and your fight was just that a little bit cleaner. The silver arrows made a difference for sure. It usually doesn't come down to that, but it did today. Tracie, how do you feel?
Pretty good. Little shaky. Yeah, those silver arrows were amazing. I wasn't gonna check much else, and I'm like, the one place is really quick to check, and I've been struggling with Diver Down lately, and you can see I took a little time to get it, but boy was it worth it, because I would not have checked those chests if I had to go back and do it the normal way. So yeah,
that was an extremely big swing in the momentum right there. Is picking up them silvers, being able to walk that tower. How did you think? Did you feel behind either one of you guys going through GT?
For me, I don't know. I didn't see a dot dumb, but everything, like, I have never played a seed with everything this on path. You know, the going into TR when I did, hoping to find Bombos, and it was there. Like, you know, if Bombos isn't there, then it doesn't matter whether you do it then or you do it later. But with Bombos being there, and you know, go mode TR isn't that much better than a regular one. So that was my go mode. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's do the other 3 dungeons and get out of here. But then it's like, well, you know, she did the same thing.
She did the same thing. So GG, Darity, to you as well. You played fantastic. Your thoughts coming out of this?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. Sorry. Yeah, that was a really fun race. Going back to Grim's question, I pretty much felt behind the entire time, not getting bombs and escape. I know that Tracie knows her prize packs decently well, and she usually tries to find bombs. So
there were no bombs. Yeah, right. The prize packs didn't have bombs. So
I was
2 hearts. Nope.
I was like, and if anything, she will recognize this a lot faster than I am. She's probably already way ahead of me. So it was in my head, either there's bombs or there's not. And so, you know, having to go back in there because it was really weighing on me. I mean, I definitely felt behind the entire time, which is why once I was in go mode, I didn't check a single extra chest really. So.
Yeah, and unfortunately for you, Tracie checked like 2 chat chests, and one of them had the silver arrows. So in the flooded room in Swamp Palace. But you guys were back and forth the entire time. Darity, you actually opened up a nice lead of about 3 minutes or so coming out of Turtle Rock. Your route, you were able to make 1 trip up Death Mountain. Tracie had made a second trip up there, saw the hook shot, was up there without the mirror, but you went over into pod first, and so you had the fire rod, and were able to do that all in 1 shot. And then your routing was a little bit cleaner around Death Mountain, so you actually had a nice little lead. Take me through your. I mean, you were just saying you felt like you were behind going through all 3 of those go mode dungeons. Take me through your thought process there.
Well, I mean, it was just go. I mean, as fast as I can. You know, Meyer, I got the big key early, so it's like, all right, well, I don't know what's in here, but I'm just going. You know, did Swamp as quickly as possible, Ice Palace. Really, I heard Tracie say like Bombos on Laser Bridge, and that was my thought, kind of going through everything. Was I have no idea what the Meyer medallion is going to be. It's probably going to be the one I don't have. And as soon as I found it on Laser Bridge, I was like, all right, let's go, let's do it.
Oh, you hadn't even dipped the Meyer area, had you? Yeah, I knew I was looking for Bombos at that point.
No,
okay.
Tracie, you ended up doing AGA sooner. Darity kind of put off AGA a little bit and went into pod. That's actually a question I had for Darity. We were kind of talking about that in chat about going into Palace of Darkness before potentially doing AGA, when that's going to put you right out at the pyramid again. What was your thought? Obviously, it paid off today, but what were you thinking there?
So I kind of made my way south through the Dark World, and at that point, after I did Hype Cave, my first inclination was, okay, this is where I do AGA, get the mitts. But then I thought, well, pod is wide open. Eastern had a glove. Like, maybe I should just check it out really fast and see what's in there before I do AGA. Either way, I'm gonna have to do AGA, so I'm over here. And yeah, it worked out.
And then,
yeah, did you peek it at the very beginning?
I did. Yes.
Yeah. So so it's kind of funny. Last night I played a seed, and I'm gonna reveal my secret. I saw you were in my chat. I was playing a ladder race.
Yes.
And I saw you were watching, and it was a clear AGA seed. But I went to Eastern and said instead, because I knew you were watching, and I was hoping to throw you off the scent.
Oh my god,
that's hilarious.
That is the best thing I've ever heard. That is so good.
So when I saw the gloves there, I'm like, no. So yeah, and it was an AGA seed, but yeah. So as soon as I saw the gloves there, I'm like, well, unless she doesn't check this, but we got the boots early, so either you checked it right away or you checked it when you got your boots. Either way, you're gonna know. But yeah, so my thought process was find the lamp, go do AGA, and by then I had so little left that the densest spot was pod, so it was pretty clear just to go there pretty quickly at that point.
Yeah, no, I think that was in fact my next question for you, Tracie, was to take me through your thought process on that, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It's gonna maybe the only thing that like would have been different is if you were going to go do pod anyway, then you may as well, like, it pops you out at the pyramid, just go there then, right, instead of going and doing the flute and or the getting the mitts and then going over to pod, but but again, like some of these decisions were really, really small on the margins. You guys both played great. There was a question in chat. Wanted to learn a little bit more about you. How long have each of you been playing this? How long have you been running it? How long have you been racing it?
Go ahead. You go ahead first, Darity.
Sure. I've been watching for a couple of years races. I'm actually a mini Tracie fan because she does a lot of commentary for races. So I would specifically, if I saw she was commenting on a race, I would specifically watch that just because her commentary is so insightful and she's so knowledgeable. So then, I've been watching for a couple of years. I started actually playing my own seeds in December. I realized it wasn't as tricky to get randomizer going as I thought it would be. So I started playing some Reddit seeds, just kind of comparing what I was doing against other people with times. And then in May, I'd been watching a lot of ladder races on Tracie's channel, actually, and I thought I'll give it a shot. And then the Mentor tournament was going on too, so I was like, I may as well. I'm not very good, so yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I started out with Super Metroid. I'm actually. Not only do I play that game, I an admin in a couple of in the tournaments and in a league. So I do a lot with Super Metroid. But of course, the crossover, the combo Rando came out, and I wanted to play it. And it was about a little more than a year ago that a buddy Maniacal and I, who's very good at both games and very good at the combo, walked me through a combo seed. I'd never done a Link to the Past solo. We just did a 6-hour combo. So it took me 6 hours because the Link to the Past was probably about 4 hours. So then he said, it was so hard to find the time to just do a full combo seed because, even now it takes me 3 to 4 hours to finish one of those. So he suggested you should just play some Link to the Past by itself. And so I started doing that. And then, of course, started getting into the commentary last fall and did a whole lot of matches during the tournament in the league. Still working in the spoiler tournament. Probably will do some races here at some point or another. But for me, the playing part, like I'm more of a commentator than a player. I talk the game. People say, I mean, you just heard Darity. I don't think I'm a good commentator. I hear other people tell me that. And so other than that, the fact that people say that, it's really, I really appreciate it when people say that, because there's no other way to know. Like, you can listen back to yours. I can't listen back to myself.
Oh God, no.
I'm a teacher, and one of the things they make you do when you get your license is they make you record yourself and listen to it and analyze it. And like, no, I can't do that. So
No, it's awful.
Even if I could, it's the feedback I get that tells me I'm good, not anything that I think. So, when I hear Darity talk about that, it really makes me feel good, and happy to have her in my stream, lurking or even talking, So, the fact that I, had some part in her starting to play is actually pretty darn cool. So
That's awesome. And if I can give both of you some feedback here, both of you played really, really well tonight. Just a fantastic race. It was a lot of fun to watch. Darity, I took notes. Don't worry. But best of luck to both of you, obviously going forward in the tournament. I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing more of you before too long.
Yeah, well, the next couple weeks should be interesting, because my mentor is also mentoring his girlfriend. So if if we're playing each other, I have to find someone else. So yeah, but either way, I mean, I got there are other people that can help me out, but it's been fun. So so good luck to you, Darity, in the future. Maybe we'll see each other again once we get to brackets. I have no idea how they're going to figure out how to split that up, but that's not my job. So
Nope.
And good luck to you as well. This was a great race.
But again, thank you so much for coming on, letting us restream you, commentating your race. You guys did an amazing job. I'm so glad I got to commentate. It was amazing.
Yeah. Heck of a show for sure. So thank you once again to both of our runners, to our winner TracieM, our runner-up deritypeels. Make sure to give them a follow. Like I said, put that in chat there. There we go. And they gave you an absolute treat of a race here tonight, so make sure you give them a follow. Thank you to Grimlegend for sharing the commentary booth with me.
And definitely thank you for helping me out.
It's my pleasure. Thanks once again to DieselMartini, who was doing the tracking for us today, to vortexofdoom for stepping up to do the restream as well. We got a couple more days of week number 3 in the Mentor tournament coming up here throughout the weekend. Sure to be a lot more action restreamed here on the Go Mode podcast channel on Twitch. You can check out the Discord and get those get the deets there for upcoming restreamed matches, or multi-streamed if they're not being restreamed. You can watch them. People are chatting about the races in the Discord as well. But thank you all very much for coming out tonight and watching this race. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I had a lot of fun. My name is Tylersalt. Make sure you subscribe to the Go Mode podcast if you don't. If you don't, how did you find this? Thank you for coming up. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, give a listen. It's a good time. And thanks to the folks for putting on this tournament. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody.